Ladies and gentlemen, this is 10 3-minute rounds for the Southern Area Super Featherweight Championship. Your officials have been appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control. Your area rep is Mr. Des Rees. Your timekeeper at the bell is Mr. John Smith. And when the action begins, your referee scoring is Mr. Mark Bates. And now to introduce the contestants. Firstly, in the red corner, with 12 wins, 2 by way of knockout and a loss, weighing in 9 stone 4, and tonight he wears the red shorts with black trim. Please welcome from Chatham, Kent, Robert Caswell.
Caswell seeking to put a few demons away tonight on his return to the York Bethnal Green, scene of his previous Southern Area title defeat.
Unbeaten with 6 wins, 1 by way of knockout and 2 draws. Also weighing in 9 stone 4 pounds, and tonight he wears the green shorts with white trim. Please welcome from Camden Town, London, Numan Hussain. Your referee, Mr. Mark Bates, will now give his final instructions.
Okay, gentlemen, when I tell you to break, you take a step back immediately. Put your punches up, obey my command to protect yourselves at all times. Good luck.
Quite a lot
Ladies and
of
gentlemen,
Numan
10
Hussein's
3-minute rounds for the Southern Area Super Featherweight Championship.
has been played out here at the York Bethnal Green. The thriller against Frank Arnold in February was at the Harrow Leisure Centre. But back here he comes, where he turned pro tonight, Hussain, to try to grab the glory and grab the Southern Area title. Bring it across London to North London to Camden Town. Caswell down 4 times as he lost to Michael Webber-Kane for this title here last year from Chatham in Kent. That's a lot of baggage for me to carry into this, Darren, tonight. Do you think he can put it behind him?
I think he can, but my first observation, Paul, is this is a bit of a who can land first contest. These two already look well matched, and in both aspects, in terms of speed and in their technical ability. And Hussain confident there as he just shrugs off a couple of those double jabs from Caswell. And both fighters fight for the centre of the ring.
He's not always been perfect, but to me the most intriguing element of this is rather echoing the previous point to a degree. Caswell has had at least one really bad night so far in his career. Hussain on his good nights, to me, has looked very good indeed. They've not all been good nights, but he seems to have the better career profile before tonight. So this makes it a big turning point now for Caswell. The amazing thing about Hussain, of course, is that he was such a late starter in the game in the first place.
Boxing just has a habit of...
And he touches down Caswell, the short right hand on the inside. Caswell again touches down 4 times last time round, and down inside the first, 2 minutes of the return tonight. Are the demons still running around inside his head? Very casual, and he's hurt, I think, by that body shot on the inside. Hussain is in the groove already.
We said in the opening 30 seconds or so, this seems to be a battle of who's going to land first, and there was the first significant shot which landed, and Hussain, he's going for it now.
Caswell has height and reach advantage. He's very tall for a super feather at 5'11", but at the moment he's looking tailor-made for Hussain.
It was a great right hand it was, and Numan timed that perfect. It was a perfect punch.
Wasn't bad for a man who's actually won only once inside the distance. Sharp jab from Caswell. That's got to be his biggest friend here tonight, surely. That's better.
He throws that jab well, and he throws it with some conviction as well. And the problem he's got is it's not putting Hussain off.
What a start. Memories of so many great days here over the years watching fights like this, and if I may just echo the moments before the fight got underway and before we get into the real meat of this, we just want to pay our own tribute from Box Nation, everybody involved in it, and I know Queensberry Promotions would want me to do the same, to the family of James Cook and all his friends, his many, many friends. What an honour it was to have known a man like that. Top fighter, and he'd relish a job like this tonight in either corner. Well done to Caswell for coming through a first round crisis there. And we're watching closely in the Caswell corner. He looks a little bit perturbed to me. Darren, what do you say about Caswell?
I think from the body language of Caswell, he just started to try and get behind that jab again, but then Hussain got through with another right hand, and he kind of looked like he was wondering why it wasn't working. And I think he'll have to suss out that he's going to have to do a bit more than get behind that very nice jab of his.
At the moment, it looks like Hussain has really come on for being in a big and spectacular fight with Frank Arnold. And Arnold very unlucky, of course, with the injury story behind his absence. Should have been a rematch, of course, and would have been one to really get the public going in London.
That was a good fight. I was there that night. It was a great fight.
Enthralling 10-rounder. This is certainly exciting early on.
This is what these area level fights bring up. This is a world title to some people, and a moment they'll never ever forget. For the neutral sake, it'd be good to see Caswell get back in it, but Hussain looking that 10-15% more confident and separating the pair of them.
That's decent enough work from Caswell for me, but what happens next? He backs off, tries to set himself to get the jab going, but Hussain's onto him, and when he lets Hussain onto him, that's when his problems start, I think, Casey.
I mean, look, he got a drop first round. He should be aiming, his corner should be telling him to go in, win in the second and third round. It was like, same as me, when I got dropped for on the first round for the world title, I came into the corner, my corner was like, you got to win at the next few rounds to just build your confidence back up and tell your opponent that you're still into the fight. And that's what he's got to do. He's got to prove that he's still in the fight.
And the way to do it is to use another old phrase, given what he's got as a jab, as a weapon, first and third boxing will help him here. But there's not enough of that from Caswell.
No, not enough. I think it's the corner mans have to tell him.
I just think Caswell is fighting the wrong type of fight at the moment.
Exactly that.
He's tall, he's rangy, and he's trying to throw shots on the inside, those body shots and uppercuts, and he's playing right into Numan Hussain's hands.
Definitely.
Great shot by Numan. Yeah, he's in the wrong range. I mean, he's in a range where Numan can throw that perfect right hand. He's got to be either too far or very close.
He's also quite good, Hussain, at covering up when he needs to, isn't he?
He's got great counter punches.
You know, and to go back to the preceding fight, that is the kind of thing we're talking about. Those are the tricks of the professional trade. You get a telling off, but hey, welcome to the fairness.
Winners always find a way to win. A moment ago, Caswell looked at his corner and gave him a bit of a smile and a wink just to say, I'm okay.
He was actually at that when they came out for the second round, Caswell, as if to say, all right, well, that's your round, but this is a restart. And it's a good back and forth round, this. Hussain looks the more threatening, slightly would appear to be the boss, but Caswell has had some moments of success, and Caswell's much more pleased with himself.
Yeah, Caswell's got to watch out for the right counter from Numan, because Numan is great at defending the right from Caswell, and then he comes back with a great right hand. And I think if they don't find a way to stay away from Numan's right hand, he's going to get caught later on. He's going to get dropped.
It's going to happen again, isn't it?
Yeah.
He looks very, very confident tonight, Numan Hussain.
He's always had a bit of a confident strike around him, but I guess the recent fights have really spurred him on.
Yeah, man, he's been wanting the Southern Area title for a very long time. He's been working hard, and he told me yesterday he wants to be mixed in the big title fights, and this is where he has to start from.
What was his mood on the eve of the fight?
Yesterday he was very excited, very he was very excited and he was very confident. He goes, I need this title, and from this on, I want the bigger titles, more bigger titles, and I want to challenge.
And did he feel stylistically Caswell was made for him?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, let's see if he's right or wrong. Fast start from Numan Hussain. Caswell seeking to show everybody watching with us on Box Nation's YouTube channel that he can box with Hussain. That's his way into this fight, I think, Darren, if he can get into that rhythm.
Well, Caswell seems to have adapted his style a little bit. He isn't sitting in the pocket like he was before, and he is getting behind that jab, and that was nice, that jab, backhand, uppercut.
It's bubbling nicely, isn't it? I say again, this place and fights like this just go together perfectly for the Southern Area Super Featherweight title.
It's that overhand right which Hussain throws, which Caswell's got to be so careful of, because of all shots he throws it brilliantly, but then there was that nice left hook which landed as well.
And that left hook was a counter. See those right hand, they're all counter shots that landed very clean.
Stiff right hand counter. Almost going back, he threw that one. Mark Bates steps in quickly. Jab, jab, they say to Caswell in the corner. He actually didn't jab in that last exchange. Needs to. Hussain stands his ground. It looks to me, Casey, like inside that, especially the right hand, he's making a tight fist, ready to throw it all the time.
Oh yeah, he's timing that right hand. He's waiting for it.
Look for the uppercut there.
Caswell definitely having more success with that jab now. It's getting through more often than it isn't.
It's a good fight, isn't it?
Oh, it's a great fight for Southern Area title.
Hussain hasn't quite got on top, hasn't quite hit the groove in this round so far, round 3. Gum shield has come out. They're calling the attention of the referee to that in the Caswell corner. He hasn't seen it yet. On we go. Now he's spotted. The Caswell gum shield for the record.
It always amazes me how often a gum shield comes out.
Please don't. Have you been told to wind Dempsey up about the gum shield thing in boxing?
I might have.
It's my absolute #1 pet hate. So I'll just... Shall I bore everybody again? No, this fight's too good. I think only once in a round should he be allowed to replace it. Anyway, I really believe that. I'm sorry, but I believe that. Hussain trying to get to work at close quarters. The little stoppage for the gum shield didn't help him. And Caswell's come through that round in quite good style.
He did, but if I'm the scoring judge on that round, I'm finding that one quite difficult to score, because I feel that both fighters did some good work there. They both did some different work, but that was an even round for me.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. I mean, it was a close round. They both landed some great shots. They both win in the fight, so...
Hussain is on his feet still in the corner at the other side of the ring.
Corners, 10 seconds. Seconds out, round 4.
Such a fast start tonight for Hussain, and trying to replicate that, not with the same amount of success, in all honesty, at the start of the third and now the fourth round, and Caswell is happy to try to pen Hussain in on the rope. Hussain was aware of that, got out of it, harm's way. But just at the moment, guys, I think he's losing his rhythm a little bit, Hussain.
I feel like when Hussain watches this bout, regardless of what the outcome is, he'll kick himself a bit that he allowed Caswell to get back into the fight like he has, because he was on top by quite a considerable amount at one point, and then he allowed him to have a confidence boost, and he hasn't been as successful since.
And here we are with Caswell using his height to say, do you know what, I am actually the boss at close quarters. So let's see now if Hussain from the middle of the ring could start to get it flowing again. The right hand looked like it was going to be the decisive weapon in the early part of this fight. We haven't seen him unload it for a while. He's going for it there, isn't he? Big time. I could see that coming at the back of the hall, actually. So Caswell has given himself a foothold in the fight, but the next big question strategically for Robert Caswell is, can he turn that into points on the board? Can he turn the fight his way? He's lost on a night like this before.
Well, Caswell has gone back to fighting more on the inside here. He was doing a really good job of keeping it long in the previous round and about half of the one before that. But there we go, as he makes an entrance, he gets caught with that right hand again, and that's why I think he's got to keep it long and keep to those straight shots.
Little twist in the plot in this round at least. Normally sparks fly off that right hand, and Numan Hussain now seeks to end this round, showing us that. Caswell stays on the inside, out of harm's way to a degree, for the moment anyway. The squat figure of Hussain, powerful, much smaller man, explosive, long and rangy Caswell, but prepared to mix it. That's a good sign. If I were a Caswell fan, I'd be happy with that. Had a little look at each other respectfully. What did you see?
For me, I think he just needs to find the balance there, does Caswell. No harm in mixing it up like he has been and standing in the pocket, because he does have some success at that, doesn't he, Casey? But with his style and with the height advantage, maybe 80% of the time, he needs to just be behind those straight shots, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, if I was in his position, that's what I would have done. I'll stay far away, and then I'll only start throwing the simplest punches, which is jab and backhand, from a range that I'm comfortable with. But Numan needs to close in the gap and start looking for that right counter and bring the fight to him. And I think that's where Numan...
Is that how he brings the fight back into his own way, is by bringing the fight to him?
Yeah, I think that will be advantage for Numan, yes.
Round 5.
Numan's doing great inside.
Hussain grabbing the centre of the ring. Caswell trying to grab the initiative away from him. He's tried to mix it up, as Darren has said. Had partial success doing it. Hussain hasn't quite landed the shots to follow up on the early advantage in this fight so far.
Earlier on we spoke about fighters having the ability to have a round off but still winning a round, but you just can't do that with a fighter like Robert Caswell, because the tempo's too high and the kind of the ferociousness of his punches as he comes forward just doesn't allow you to win it on the defensive back foot.
And I think the reason also is, Darren, because when he knows it was probably a 10-8 round, right, the first round, he's thinking to himself, I need to be asserting myself all the time. And he looks a much better fighter for me when he is doing that, actually, Caswell. Just sitting on the outside, everybody can see he's got a good left jab, he's got a bit of poise about him, but is he going to win in championship fights? No, he has to be prepared to mix it up, and in spells tonight he's doing that quite well. It's a terrific fight, by the way. But is Caswell actually doing enough?
A question mark flying around my head at the moment is the energy levels of these guys if we get to rounds 8, 9 and 10, because they're both putting a lot of effort and a lot of enthusiasm into these opening rounds.
Yeah, that should not be an issue for Hussain. He's been in really hard 10-rounder with Frank Arnold. Not much similar experience for Caswell before tonight. But the output, the volume and the intent from Caswell is good. He's right in it as we head toward the halfway point.
But there was a moment earlier on when he found himself on the canvas for a short while where we thought he may well not be in it, but he certainly got himself back into it, and he's done some good work since then.
Just got his head out of harm's way, but
and there goes the gum shield again.
Yeah, there goes the gum shield, but he very nearly ate that uppercut right on the point of the chin. Just slid off him slightly. It's a good job it did. It was a good shot from Hussain, who still looks the more destructive puncher.
Good body shot. Good.
Not a second to lose, literally so for Caswell, he knows that. Must be the end of the round, it is now the end of the round. Hussain, body language is still very positive indeed, he thinks he's winning, but my expert co-commentators, I'm now going to ask you who you think is winning. Darren, to you first. Halfway.
I'm probably going to give it to Numan Hussain, edging it ever so slightly, but there's been some difficult rounds to score. What about you, Casey?
Yeah, I mean, like that as well. I mean, I have got Hussain ahead by a round or two. I mean, the fight's close. It all depends on what judges see, but I see right now I've got Numan ahead.
Mark Bates is the scoring official, the referee tonight. Steve Broughton leading the corner. Seemed to do a real good trade in that part of North London, the Camden Town area. Numan Hussain from Camden Town. Living up to our hopes for it, certainly. Live on Box Nation YouTube channel tonight. Into the second half of this 10-rounder for the Southern Area title. As Darren has said earlier, it means the same as a world title to these two guys. And it will open a lot of doors for a good payday. Whoever goes home with the belt tonight, of course nobody went home with the belt the last time it was contested by Hussain and Arnold.
I feel like Caswell was doing a good job of drawing Hussain in. He kind of lowers that left hand, invites him in. Hussain comes in, but he doesn't capitalise on it. He doesn't throw that right hand. And when he does, it's just a little bit too late.
Through a decent left uppercut, off balance there, Hussain. Slightly more effective, I would say, so far in this round, Hussain. So far, we're not even halfway through it yet. Caswell's got a lot of supporters here tonight. Well, they both have, actually, and I would say generally the noisier are the Hussain supporters, but Caswell has got lots of expert advice being chucked around the arena, through the air at him. A lot of it surrounding being first with the jab. We've said that repeatedly from our perspective. If he can be first, a lot of good things can happen for him. But he's shown, can I use this phrase? He's shown his minerals at close quarters, hasn't he?
He has.
Caswell. And that's a real plus for him tonight.
And Caswell, I've said it once or twice already, he needs to just make sure he's fighting his type of fight and not Hussain's type of fight. The thing is Hussain's type of fight is a lot more entertaining.
And explosive. They keep on telling Caswell to work with him, work with him. Hussain has started the second half of this fight in determined mood. He's not going to find the highlight reel moment as he did at the start of the fight, but that's a very good way to start the hard rounds for me, for Hussain.
These are tough rounds. These rounds are taking a bit out of it. They're taking chunks out of each other, aren't they?
Oh, 100%. And getting, getting punched like this. I mean, being in a hard fight takes a lot out of you. With me, when I've been involved in any title fight, I try to get hit less as much as I can so that I can go on to my next title fight, because as I go on forward, more harder fights present itself, more harder opponent present itself, and I want to be, my head got to be in the right place. You don't want to be punch drunk later in your career, and I think this kind of fight takes a lot out of you. It's great for for the fans, but for the fighters, at this stage, I think you don't want to take this kind of punishment.
I think you make a great point, Casey. Over the years, I've seen many of these 10-rounders at this level all around the UK, whether it's Southern Area, Central Area, really hard fights which do stay with the participants. But it's what it means to these guys, and it underlines what all you guys do for a living, which makes you special.
100%.
And now Hussain starts to load up. I think he's been quite buoyed up by a good 6th round, as if to say, right, I've seen the best of this kid now, and I'm going to take over. So let's see what Caswell's got to say about that.
Hussain's one of these fighters who just fights fire with fire, isn't he? It's the type of fight which he likes, and the team might not like him fighting that type of fight, but that's just the character and the personality that he is. And it goes exactly the same when you go to the opposite corner, because Robert Caswell has proved that he loves fighting fire with fire, and that's why we've got such a great contest on our hands.
Wasn't giving ground there so much as making space for himself, Hussain. But Caswell read it, moved on to him. Work him, they say. From Hussain's point of view, I think what you just said is again tonight, Darren, on the money. Broughton knows what he's got to work with, but at the end of the day, he has to let Hussain fight the fight that Numan Hussain wants to fight. This kind of fight. He wants a war. That's what he wants. He's loving it.
He's
see?
getting it. Look at the smiles.
This is Arturo Gatti land here, boys. Now we have a stoppage.
Don't think Mark Bates is very happy with that. He'd called break, but to be fair, it's extremely loud in here.
Back they go to it. They're starting to really test each other's will. Still a long way to go in this fight as well, by the way.
Both fighters just landed really solid shots there. Oh, and another.
Caswell took it well. Seemingly enjoying it. I'm not sure we'd agree with that, but the blood is truly up here now.
I remember speaking to Frank Warren about York Hall, and he described it as a bubbling cauldron. And my goodness, is it a bubbling cauldron this evening?
Again, I will say there's been good moments for Caswell in this round. Just perhaps an impression that Hussain is shading it on work rate, work load, that's to say the tonnage that's actually being landed with these shots. and he thinks he's just edging clear.
But as that round went by no means am I saying that Caswell wasn't landing any good work, because he absolutely was landing some good and some solid work there. But Numan Hussain was just doing a little bit more of it, for me, in my opinion.
I agree 100%. Numan was doing a bit, was landing the better shot.
Just look at the body language of both these guys. One stood up, taking deep breaths. The other sat down.
And another way of perhaps summing it up, to follow on from your points there, guys. How many times has Caswell hurt Hussain? Hard to think of too many occasions. Caswell's been down, and he's been on the end of some quite heavy artillery.
Seconds out, round 8.
3 to go. If he is in the lead, it's not yet a winning lead, that's for sure, for Hussain.
I tell you what, this is one of those fights I actually really want to see go to the scorecards. I don't want it to end. I'll happily watch all 10 rounds.
They want Caswell to keep the pace high.
What a great shot by Numan.
Yeah, it is. In the Hussain corner there, just basically saying, right, we've let the dog off the leash here. On you go. Fight the fight you want to fight. He loves it, doesn't he, Hussain?
Hussain telling his corner, the Castle's corner, to throw in the towel.
Don't see that anytime soon.
We spoke about that overhand right of Hussain's, and he's landed it about 3 times in this round so far, and only just over a minute's gone.
He's really going for it, you're right. Maybe he senses that Caswell is weakening a little bit physically. I don't know.
It's all mental warfare. I mean, he's beating his corner. He wants to beat his casual, or mentally and physically. So you gotta do everything.
One thing we know about Caswell, though, is earlier on in the fight, he did have rounds which he lost, but he's shown that he can come back into it. So there's no reason why he can't, but he has been hit with some big shots in this round. And you wonder how much that's dented his confidence and his spirit.
Just sense a slight weakening in Caswell. May only be temporary, of course. Minute to go in the 8th round. These are hard rounds, and they will stay with the 2 fighters concerned, that's for sure. In truth, so far, for all Caswell's good work, and there's been lots of it, Hussain has not really been in trouble, not yet. But I wouldn't want to see him switching off. That's for sure. Absolute bundle of energy. Still got that explosive athletic ability. Caswell doesn't quite look so well organised now. Hussain wants him to come to him. Caswell's backing away, so Hussain pursues him across the ring, lands the right hand. Caswell seeking to respond, but I think he's quite glad to hear the bell at the end of that round.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think Caswell, he doesn't just need to match the energy in terms of punches and the attack against Hussain, but he needs to show him that he is confident as well, because at the moment, his confidence is oozing out of Numan Hussain, and he feels like he's won it already.
Darren, there was just a little moment there where I thought, watching Caswell as we review the action, here he is, I thought this could be near the finish. So they're looking now to check. There's 2 rounds to go. I think that little moment of crisis, Casey, in the corner, I think it's past now. I think he will be resolved to go on. Do you?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, it's championship round. Who doesn't want to?
Exactly.
You know,
And he deserves the chance to get to the finish.
I mean, if you
for
get
sure.
off the first round and fight
Absolutely.
now, you 100% deserve to go to the
He
end.
looks okay again now. But there was one of those dark moments, and you know what they are like. So now it's around 9. Caswell's given a great account of himself tonight. Hussain, so close first time round against Frank Arnold. He's come tonight to make sure that the Southern Area belt resides in North London in Camden Town at the end of this. He started this round the boss. Caswell needs to get going again, needs to get in the groove.
Caswell landed a good left hook on the far side of the ring there, and a smile lifted his energy ever so slightly, and he needs to land another couple of those to bring that spirit up and get himself back into the fight.
Maybe a big factor now here, guys, though, is that Hussain has been through this against Frank Arnold. He knows what it's about. 10 hard rounds. He looks so confident to me. That alone won't win him the fight. He's got to keep at it. But he's chipping away, chipping away. That's a really solid right hand. And he's ready to go again. Nice left, which Caswell rather lent into. These are all scoring shots and hurtful shots, moreover, from Hussain.
And I think if last week with Fabio Wardley showed us anything, it doesn't matter how tired or hurt or exhausted a fighter looks, one punch can change it all. So as confident, as happy as Hussain is in there, he seriously needs to keep his wits about him.
You're right, we've seen it tonight already, haven't we? In the light heavyweight fight, the second of the two. Caswell's not getting the flow going in this round. Every time he sets to go to work, it looks like Hussain is that bit fresher and sharper. The swelling is rising quite quickly underneath the left eye of Caswell as well. That's not going to help him get out the way of the right hands, is it?
Well, this round for me has been a theme of who wants it more, and you can just see the energy of Numan Hussain as he skips towards him, and he really does want it more. He's showing the referee that, and he's showing everybody inside York Hall that as well.
Yeah, I believe at this point, Hussain he knows that he's ahead, and he's showing to everyone that he's ahead, why he's ahead.
Caswell really needs a big finish to this round to have any hope of turning the round his way for me. It's just not happening at the moment, guys, is it? He's been hunted throughout this round by Hussain. This is one of the best rounds for Hussain for me so far tonight.
A very dominant round, I believe, yes.
And I know he'll celebrate. He was actually on the way to celebrate before the bell went. And that's how confident he is he's going to get it done here tonight.
An observation there is the last 15 seconds or so, it was Hussain who was on the attack still, but Caswell he's still got feet, he's still got his legs beneath him, he's still moving around, he's still using them to defend himself. I don't think he's out of this fight at all. He does look beaten up and battered.
The hardest moment for me was coming back to the stool after the last round, because there were still 2 hard rounds ahead. I think he's over that little hump now, and he deserves to be. He's been really good tonight, Caswell. But yeah, I think there's a collective view that he's going to need a stoppage probably in this last round.
Oh yeah, I mean, at this point, Hussain is ahead by a lot, and I believe, yeah, Kaz will need a stoppage to get the victory. But he's showing heart and determination, you know, getting off from first round and going in to the last. I believe he deserves it, going into the last round.
On the back of Steve Broughton's t-shirt, it reads, "Better late than never." So that's pretty apt for Hussain, isn't it? Second time, so close first time, wasn't to be for him. He's surely now within 1 round of finally grabbing the Southern Area Super Featherweight title. And he's put on a really good performance so far. Here we go then.
What a great left hook it was.
Most of the really stinging, telling shots all night long in this fight have come from Numan Hussain. There's no getting away from that. Caswell has boxed really well in patches, and he's been brave, and he's been willing to mix it up, sometimes to his detriment, but I just do not know if he has put enough points on the board.
The eye-catching work, the solid shots which have really snapped the head back of Caswell have come from Numan Hussain over and over again. And Caswell is boxing in this round like he's well and truly up on the cards, the way he's kind of dancing around the perimeter of the ring. He can't afford to be doing that in the 10th and final round. He's got to go for broke.
It's a terrific Southern Area title fight in the great tradition, a very long tradition in this great venue, which has seen so many of them. And of course, in the old days, what we'd get if it does go to the final bell is that the referee would walk to the winner and lift his hand. It's the other way around now. We're going to have to find, and then later we'd find out what the scoring was. Now it's the other way around, which delays that little bit of drama. But I think we've all got a feeling as to which way it's going. Many's the man whose heart was broken in those days by going to the referee thinking, you're going to put my hand up, aren't you? And the answer was no.
Brutal.
Last minute. Caswell has enhanced his reputation no end with this show tonight. Don't know that that's going to be enough for him, though.
He's landed some shots in this round, but they're ones, and if he's lucky, he might just slip through with the second one, but he's just not enough. Not with that pressure, which is coming from Numan Hussain.
We've seen many a big title fight. We've seen one pro debutant tonight knocked down in the closing moments, so Hussain needs to be wary, not get overconfident, not start thinking about enjoying the fruits of his labours here. And it looks to me like he is razor sharp mentally here, focused on the finish line and nothing else.
And Caswell with that left eye bulging there, you can see he's been in a battle, but he's still there, bites down on his gum shield and still going for it. Tip of the hat to him, that's for sure.
Hussain has really been solid defensively in this last round. Brilliant, brilliant fight. Top draw from both of them. Everybody embracing each other in the great tradition of this hard sport. Well done all round. Caswell's played a massive part in it, but it looks like Numan Hussain is going to grab the glory. Darren.
Well, Caswell just kind of looked out to his fans there and punched the air. I think Numan Hussain's got this, probably by a couple of rounds. When we got to the halfway stage, for me, it was a very tight fight to score, and there were some close rounds. And I guess it'll be interesting to see what the score is, because those opening rounds will be quite telling them.
Casey.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great fight for a Southern Area title. Two great style. One was a counter puncher, one was a range boxer, and that only made a great fight for the fans tonight. Apart from the first round, the rest, halfway up to the halfway, the rounds were very close. And from later rounds, Hussain dominated again. So I'm not going Hussain ahead. But I like to hear what the judge scored.
Everybody's standing and applauding both, and they deserve it.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for both boxers who gave their all. Ladies and gentlemen, your referee scores the contest at 96 points to 93. The winner and now the new Southern Area Super Featherweight Champion is, in the blue corner from Camden Town, Numan Hussain. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the brave, gallant and talented Robert Caswell.
And twice
the
he's
belt
been
will now
forced to
be
go
presented
all the
by
way
Mr.
and
Des
go hard,
Rees.
so nobody can say that he does not deserve it. It was an outstanding Southern Area title fight, and Robert Caswell emerges with so much credit as well. But that is a dream come true right there. That Southern Area title belt is going to Camden Town. Darren.
It's really hard to explain to people how this venue just seems to chuck these type of fights up over and over again. Goodness knows how many I've been lucky enough to see, but it's something about this place. There's some magic in the air, And that was yet again one of those York Hall classics, as we call them, which will be chucked into a reservoir of many.
Numan Hussain, what's the main event? Our new super featherweight Southern Area champion. How does that sound?
It sounds incredible. Long time coming.
A real scrap in there. Tough fight. You knocked him down early. He came back strong, but you got more and more confidence as the fight went along. And yeah, in terms of an opponent, what have you got to say about Robert?
Honestly, he's a hell of a fighter. I think he's an incredible opponent. We was obviously getting ready for a southpaw, and then I think 4 to 5 weeks prior, we was told he's retired, so we had a new opponent. And honestly, I thought Robert poses new challenges, and like totally different fighter. So full credit to him. Honestly, he gave me a hell of a fight.
English title opportunities next?
Absolutely. Yeah, whatever. I'm going up. He can have this.
Would you say that's the most confident you felt in a professional boxing ring?
Possibly. I don't know. I feel like there's more to give if I listen a little bit more and do as I'm told instead of just like taking a fight to the opponent. I could have made it a lot more easier, cleaner. But honestly, I get involved a little bit and I kind of enjoy it. So it's good to know I could do the two.
Let's bring in your manager quickly, Alfie Warren. New Southern Area champion, Alfie. How far can this man go?
Well, he's got the English title next, and that's it. You know, honestly, I'm so proud of him because every single fight, everyone writes him off, and he gets better and better. No one gave him a prayer against Arnold. I thought he won that one. You know, a lot of people in the trade as well really fancied Robert, but do you know what? No one was going to beat him tonight. A fair play to Robert. He'll be back. He'll be champion as well because he's a very, very class fighter. And do you know what? For Numan to beat a fighter like Caswell, prove everyone wrong. You know, we're going for the English next. Make sure he gets it, honestly. But, you know, he's a champion now alongside his wife, who's also a champion. It's in the family, and we're going to make sure we get that English for him.
And just quickly, a real old school, old-fashioned Southern Area title main event. It was a real tear-up for a lot of the fight, but Numan, towards the end, started to take control. Very, very confident in there.
He just got comfortable in there. But like I said, I don't think no one would have beat him tonight. Honestly, I just think, you know, after the Arnold draw, after Arnold pulling out as well, he was so bang up for that as well. And to have, you know, the replacement fighter come in, he just showed what a true professional he is. And you know what? If he retires with this, I'm so proud of him, but he's not going to just retire with that. He's going to retire with the English Championship around his waist. But after that, who knows? Let's see where we go, but I'm so proud of him.